What is up? This is Leon from Sofia, Bulgaria. I'm back from Egypt. Just went to Krav Maga, self-defense training, fighting. I train a lot with ladies, with the girls, because, I'm basically a pretty slim guy, still, with 60 kilos. A lot of other guys I train with are taller, a lot stronger, and we find a certain balance. Sometimes we switch, but often I train with girls. Very cool, but today I got my clothes ripped. First time, by a woman at least, when we did knife attacks, because we need to learn how to defend from a lot of things. Basically, you can't defend from a knife, but we learn some tricks that are pretty good to have in the back of your mind. Either way, got my shirt ripped, doesn't matter. It was a really cool training, and she did a good defense. That's what the most important is, because we learn how to defend ourselves. And why not rip someone's clothes while you're at it? Either way, I'm back from Egypt, and I came back last week on Sunday. So I spent about 6 days in Egypt. It was a brilliant trip. I had a lot of hassle, but it was quite cool after all. Especially during the whole corona, it is a lot of hassle with the testing and stuff, because first of all, in Egypt they don't really do the whole thing. They just don't participate in it. You can go for a test, but you'll basically be, first of all, the only one wearing a mask, and it doesn't go so smooth as you would wish. You spend a lot of time, a lot of money, and just kind of happy to be back in Bulgaria. Either way, it was really cool. It was a fantastic trip. A lot of hassle also with people who try to rip you off, but the good ones made up for the bad ones, because I've met some incredible folks, very hospitable, kind and warm, who received me like friends. They carry you on hands, let's say, as a tourist. So a lot of brilliant people who, for example, helped me arrange the COVID test, got someone to pick up the result, and then arrange day trips for me for just very reasonable prices without asking for anything else. Some people have really helped me, logistically speaking, really. So there's always people who want to help you out when you travel. In terms of self-defense, it really helps, because I do boxing, fighting. I got a little bit bigger shoulders. I'm not a big guy, but I got a little bit more muscle, let's say. And then also some tactics, especially psychology, that helped me a lot when traveling. I had to use some tactics because some people grab me here, here. That just happens, or block my way. For example, in the airport, someone blocked my way out of the toilet, putting the hand on the door, and I know exactly how to deal with the certain things, people asking for money, whatever. And a lot of things happen because I'm a small guy, blonde. I get sexually intimidated a few times as well. People say, "Hey, I'm sure you would love my banana," and I say, "Yeah, I don't think I'd be impressed," and I just walk on and kind of diffuse the whole situation. But that's what happened to me. Anyway, nothing serious happened, except I got close to a few things when at Cairo airport they have an Uber place, which is the parking spot, the B5, and if you walk there, you order your car, so you wait there. But I cannot read Arabic. They have different numbers, different letters, and in the Uber app it just says the Latin registration plate of the car and the name of the person with a very small picture. So what happened is I'll tell you. I ordered a car. I cannot read the registration. Model car looks kind of like every other car. They have some different brands, or they take off the logo. You can't really recognize them. It's basically all the same. So what I do is I see the name and I say, "Are you Amir or whatever? Are you Mohammed?" I don't know. And they say yes. You get into the car. I have only a backpack, so I put it on my lap, and I get in the front of the car. I never sit in the back. And what happens is suddenly I see the guy doesn't have the phone with the Uber destination with my name. He just has it on the logon screen. So he's basically not an Uber driver, and he starts to get to the highway. He starts to leave the parking lot. And says, "Yeah, where do you want to go?" And I said, wait, you're not my driver, let's say. I realized it and immediately said, stop the car. And I got out. And the guy tried to not stop, but I had the aggression could be felt in my voice, probably. Like he wouldn't look at me and think I can be like switch to a big temper, but I can. That's what I'm trained to do. And I train for it how many hours a week? 10 hours a week, which is basically a part-time job. 10 hours a week for a year and a half right now, so that's pretty much pumped up. And I know never ever to go to a secondary location. That means I found out the guy was not my driver. We wanted to go to a secondary location. He would have taken me on the highway to wherever. Perhaps he would have shown his knife in his pocket, you never know, or take me to an ATM. And you're in the car, you cannot get out if you're on the highway. You only have to show the knife and that's it, you're toast. Don't even have to do anything else, because no way that you get out of there. So I switched immediately and I said, stop the car right now. And if you wouldn't have done it, I would have done something else. All hell would have broke loose, because I would have gotten out. And I'm trained to never go to the secondary location. That means if it finishes right there on the parking spot with all of the people, but it doesn't finish on the highway, it doesn't finish in a place I don't know. Never, ever, no matter the price, no matter the cost. It finishes right there. And that was my mindset, and he felt it, so I got out. Then he drove a few rounds around to intimidate me. I probably should have left the parking spot, now I think of it, because he could have friends, because they're unidentified. He could have friends easily, and they just come, I don't know, do whatever they want with a few other guys, and you're still toast. I should have left the spot, because it was dark, there were other people, but should have left as a reflection. But I took another Uber car and then it was fine. But that's basically how quickly it can go. And I'm a very well-seasoned traveler, but I've had a few close calls where I was actually in a pretty dire situation. There's more than once. I will not tell you about all the others right now. Perhaps I can dedicate a separate video to it. What I should have done is when the car came, I should have asked, what's your name? The guys don't really speak English, so at least they would have shown the phone and says you're Leon or whatever, because it's on their Uber phone if they are your driver. So I should have done a cross-check if it's really the person. If I ask, are you Amir? And he says yes, you get in and that's it. And I didn't have luggage. Like, he could have put my luggage in the back, and if I get out, he drives off and I lose everything, you know? That's another thing to think about. I never travel with luggage. I only have a backpack, because you should always travel light. I still travel too heavy, even when I have a backpack. Still, I don't use 50% of what I pack. That's because I still need to pack more efficiently than just having the little backpack. That's because it's just lighter, it doesn't bother you, you don't need to wait at the airport, and you never ever have to put your luggage separate from you. You always keep it on your lap, no exception, so nothing can happen to it. And inside the bag you put another little bag, like a purse. I always wear a purse with whatever. I can lock it, I can put my passport inside. I have several purses, like classy purses, women purse, purse for inside a pocket, anything. So I can always keep my passport on me. And if I go for a walk in the evening, I don't carry the backpack, I just have the purse with whatever I want. Phone, the power bank, keys, and that's it. So that's just some reflections. It was a pretty cool trip. Actually learned a lot, and I saw a lot of people's characters flip, like when I didn't participate in either their games. There were a lot of cheaters, and I didn't want anything of it. So when I flip the game, perhaps sometimes I do the same. I start to negotiate back, or I start essentially playing the same game, saying, yeah, my friend, this is not a fair price. I just start doing the same thing as they give me, and they don't like that. I saw a lot of people who essentially felt that my money is already theirs, and if I wouldn't actually hand it to them, they would get seriously offended. That's how how I felt a bit as a solo traveler in some parts of Egypt. So it was a bit of a struggle for me. I'm very honest about it. And I'm a seasoned traveler. I go a lot of places. I've been in some weird situations more than once. Always turned out fine, but you start having second thoughts, thinking, "Ooh, that could have gone differently," and that's when you learn. That's how you learn, and it's best that you learn it from me, from someone else, than experience it yourself. Because I'm sure if it was uh, perhaps another guy who doesn't have the same mindset, who is a bit inexperienced, afraid, or perhaps a lady, I don't know. They get in the car, they find out, and they say, "Yeah, well, let's just drive to the center, I'll pay you, and just get it over with." But you never know what happens on the highway. You don't know, and you don't get to say anything. So, never go to a secondary location. That's what I tell you. If anyone tells you to get in a car, even with a knife, like on the street, you don't do it. You don't go to a secondary place. Like, it sounds a bit shady, but it's better to die in plain sight than in a basement somewhere. Trust me, I'm trained on that by very serious people, army people even. I get serious trainings that they're no joke. They're very heavy on the body and on the mind. Push you beyond limits. Lots of adrenaline, like group attacks, knife attacks, choking, even some guns. I could say a lot of it is useless because you cannot defend against this and that. We learned that as well, but it is mostly the psychology part, and just to train you never ever to freeze and always have one switch, and it goes from 0 to 100. That's what I've learned, and I recommend everybody to do the same, because it's not only the physical aspect that you will use, but especially the mental aspect, and it helps you grow in some, let's say, aspects of your life that you wouldn't expect it to. My whole personal life has swifted immensely. I've always been like, I'm gay, I'm pretty feminine, at least I used to be, and I still am a bit, but I get a bit of a contrast right now. So the contrast is that basically I always felt like girly, whatever, submissive, whatever. In yeah, personally, also in bed, it would be basically the same. Sometimes I even dress up like a girl because I like to, and sometimes I feel like a girl. Like, even when I was a very young kid, I wanted to transition. Not seriously, but I always had it in my mind, like that would be cool, then it's real, you know. I would have preferred to be a woman at a certain age. Now I think, no, I'm pretty good, I'm fine. And I start to switch to a completely different mindset, where I feel I grew to be a man in the past few years. And I've had a lot of struggles with identity and whatever, which is the mental aspect can be very tough. I'm over it now. I just want to be a man. I want to be myself because I'm great. And whatever, in the bedroom you can still do whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. It really depends on the person you're with. Shouldn't make a big deal of it. But these sports, they help you to grow a lot stronger in your identity. These sports help you to fit inside the body that you have, and it shows you that this is your body, you control this body, and it is a very strong body if you make it so. So you actually learn to appreciate it a lot for all the things it can do, and for all the manners in which you can train it. You can make yourself a tremendously strong, fast, and smart human being with a lot of capabilities, a lot of strength, and I actually regained all of my self-respect, my confidence, by starting martial arts. It has changed my life in ways I cannot count, because I overthink things a lot, I analyze things a lot, and sometimes you get stuck in a loop, and it is exactly this this martial art that has taken me out of the loop, put me in my place, helped me stay grounded, and it just made me who I am, let's say. It has put me in the shoes that I was already wearing, but it has made me realize that I'm okay the way I am, and I can improve in a lot of ways that I still haven't even touched upon. So that's just some reflections, perhaps a bit of rambling. I'm going to enjoy my coffee from the Banitsa store, so a little Banitsa as well after the training. Banitsa with bulgur, a bit of a power food, let's say. So yeah, you may expect the Egypt video soon, a bit more of Turkey, and then as the weather improves I hope to shoot some things in Bulgaria, but no promises. We'll see how it goes and how the channel grows. So take care, do widzenia, and wish you all the best. Bye.